Hi friends, I'm Shauna. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to a new video. Today we're talking all about eco-friendly swaps that will save you money. I think when it comes to, more sustainable lifestyle, there's this, or what's usually the case, is that it costs you more money to be sustainable. Definitely not always. Having a good thrift moment is always cheaper than buying new. Or almost always. So there's so many things we could do, like little small tweaks that are going to save us money. The main focus of this video is going to be on the money saving aspect of things. The reason why I'm not spending much time talking about the sustainability aspect of things is because sustainability in itself is it's a complicated beast. And it also feels a little bit like we're not gonna save the world or climate change because you stop using paper towel. You know what I mean? And on the same hand, I'm also not trying to imply that folks can lift themselves out of a difficult financial situation because you stop buying paper towel. This video is really about small changes that can add up over a year or a handful of years. I'm channeling Gen Z vibes in this video with my hair in a hair clip. I bought a three-pack of hair clips from Target. I just wanted to say that I went to Target. Listen, if you're not following me on Instagram, go follow me because listen, there's a lot of great content over on my Instagram account. We have weekly Twitter feed posts, we have comparison posts, we have thoughts from the community on there. We have a lot of great stuff there, okay? But also, I'm pretty active on stories. And I went to Dunkin' and Target last week, or this week, 3 days ago. And I'm just living the high of going to Dunkin' and Target. Oh my God. All right, let's get started with number one. And this is swapping paper towel for a towel or a cloth. So this is one of my newer changes that I've made recently, maybe since December-ish. I've really been trying to reduce the amount of paper towel I spend because one 6-pack roll around here is averaging $9. Sometimes you can get it for $7 on a great deal, but at Walmart, it's pretty regularly priced. Lowest price is usually somewhere between $7 and $9, which I think is wild to pay almost $10 for paper. And that's my biggest complaint about something like paper towel is that it is a convenience item that has been normalized. Paper towel is so normal to have in everybody's house and to go through and to pay money for it. But when I thought about what it is, you're paying for a disposable item. I think that's my biggest grip. We don't see paper towel through this disposable lens like we do a plastic bag or plastic cutlery. And a lot of sustainability initiatives or people who talk about sustainability swaps, often some of the first things they mention would be a plastic water bottle, plastic bag, or cutlery. Almost the disposable paper products is not something that tends to be high on people's lists. And because it's a disposable item, it is inherently a convenience item. Or not inherently, it's also a convenience item. And we're paying for the privilege of throwing it away. And it is equivalent in my mind to literally throwing my money in the garbage. I'm not about that. So I had a bunch of towels. This is my current drawer. I just pulled it out of my kitchen. This is what's left. I bought, I think it was 12 back in the fall, October or November. Could have been even earlier, but somewhere in there. Because I wanted some towels for going to the gym. That's a whole other story. And I didn't realize how many came in the pack. And then also I was this is so many, what other uses can I have for these towels? So I started using them around my house and I eventually, like back in December, committed to basically working towards eliminating my paper towel consumption or use. So there's 2 remaining tasks that I use. I keep wanting to call it toilet paper. There's 2 remaining tasks I use paper towel for: cleaning my toilet and pressing tofu. Yes, I'm exploring the alternatives for pressing the tofu, but because my towels like are used in they're multifaceted, I feel very uncomfortable like wiping down my toilet and like what goes in a toilet and like what could be picked up on a towel. You know what I'm saying. I just feel weird about that particular task in general. So I'm probably going to stick to paper towel for that. So you can buy a pack of towels for $15 to $20. You could probably get them even cheaper, but how much you want to spend and how much sustainability or eco-conscious type of lens you want to put in, that is up to you. Mine was around that price. So let's do the math here. Now, previously I was going through about 1 roll of paper towel every 4 to 6 weeks approximately. So a pack of 6 would last me between 6 and 9 months. And so we'll average that out to just 8 months. After switching to towels, I have not replaced my paper towel in over 3 months. After switching to towels, I have not finished a roll of paper towel in over 3 months, going on 4. So we'll just call it 4 months. We're lasting double or triple the length. And we're calling it 4 months because that's the closest next month to me. And it's still unlikely to be finished then, but like we're trying to be conservative here. So just going at that rate, 1 roll lasting 4 months times 6 rolls is 2 years worth of use out of 1 pack of paper towels, conservative. So if I was completing 1 roll of paper towel every 8 months, you would have to buy 2 rolls a year. So you're saving, somewhere between, we'll call it $14 to $20. That's not a savings that's gonna, we're talking $20 a year at most for me personally. But if you go through more paper towels a year, the savings will be even bigger because you will not have to replace your towels. And your towels could be so multifaceted. I keep a small stack in a different room so I can keep those separate, and then I take those to the gym. I use my towels to clean up spills on the floors, on the counters, like to clean my sink, like everything. I honestly wish I'd switched sooner. Let's now get on to number 2, which is a menstrual cup. I've been using mine since 2020, about mine in March of 2020. And I actually intended to make a video all those years ago, but I never did. And I will never go back. I honestly love my cup so much. I hate my period. I don't feel like anybody who gets a period loves their period. There could certainly be situations in which a period is welcome, but I don't think anybody's ever like, yeah, my period is amazing. I love it. No. I love my menstrual cup for 2 main reasons. I just want to say that this is based on my personal experience. It's completely anecdotal evidence. So, take it with a grain of salt. For me, I have completely forgotten about my period after I started using the menstrual cup, or there'll be days where I've forgotten about my period because, the first couple of hours, once you're wearing it again, after a break, you can you're hyper aware of it. But after that, I have truly forgotten about my period. Like almost every cycle, just about every cycle, I will forget about my period. I experience less cramps, and on average, I find that it lasts shorter as well. It just makes my period significantly less miserable. You also don't get toxic shock, or you don't even have to worry about toxic shock with menstrual cups, which is another big win if you're somebody who historically has worn tampons. On average, a period cup claims that it can last 10 years. And so that's a big went to like buy one thing to use 70 to 90% of the time, if not 100% of the time, and use that for 10 years, it's kind of incredible. I use the Salt Soft Cup at retails for $40 USD, and I would suggest doing your research on a cup before you buy one. Put a cup in it is a really great resource if you're looking to buy one. I was really worried about getting one just in general because I historically have not used tampons. And so the Salt Soft Cup, the main reason why I bought it is that it's designed especially for those with a history of bladder sensitivity, cramping, or discomfort with firmer cups. The fact that I noticed no cramping, or basically little cramping, and this cup is designed to help with that, is incredible. So let's do a little bit of math here. The average person who menstruates uses 20 tampons per period. Again, average. And there are definitely a lot of variables here, such as like what kind of tampons you buy, how many packs you buy per cycle, do you use any pads in there, etc., etc. So I'm just gonna price this out based on regular tampons, and this again will give you a good indicator of just how much money you save, because I don't feel like anybody just buys one box of tampons and like that's it. So bear with me. So one box of 54 tampons is $9.87 right now at Walmart. If you use 20 every period, you'd have to replace it on your third period. So you'd be buying about 4 times a year. And that would be about $40 a year on tampons. Again, this doesn't account for any other period products that you would buy. So I'm just going to add another $10 onto that. I think that's a low ball that we're just going to go with it. So you would make back that $40 on your menstrual cup within your first year. Even if you decided to buy some period products, let's say you bought 1 box of tampons a year, even 2, or you spent $20 a year on period products, you're still cutting your costs in half at the very least. The menstrual cup is so good that I probably would have bought it even if it was more expensive. I'm not trying to say that it should be, or like to price people out of the market. Period products should be affordable and like they should be accessible. And not only does it save you money, but also period waste. I mean, period waste is not the consumer's fault. Like, you use what you have. Like, let's be clear. But I also love that I'm personally sending less products to the landfill on my period. All right, let's go on to the safety razor next. And this is one of the swabs that I think was my earliest one that I adopted. Back in, I think it was 2018. Maybe 2019, I'm not totally sure in the timeline there, but we're talking like 4 or 5 years ago now at this point. In my opinion, safety razors are superior to traditional razors because you get a closer shave. That's my opinion. And they also last longer than traditional blades. I've never tried a men's razor compared to a woman's razor. I never did that. I just went straight to the safety razor. Buying razor blades for your traditional razor, not disposable, traditional razor, always shocked me. Like, why are these things so expensive? And I was initially enticed to the safety razor, not for its sustainability, but for its price. Let's do some math. So this one is mine. The body, or like the main frame of the safety razor, all of this. You could buy it. I mean, the price runs the gamut. You could spend $20 or $200, and I've seen ones fluctuate in price. And I'm just going to talk about folks who would not be shaving their face or their head with a razor. I don't think I'm qualified to provide such advice because I don't have experience shaving my head or my face with a razor. So let's say you buy a safety razor for about $40. I feel like it's not like the dirt cheapest one, but also not the most expensive. So let's say you buy one for about 40 to 50 bucks. I feel like that's kind of mid-range in price. In my opinion, anything above like $75, $80 is on the higher end side. Most companies will also come with a cartridge like this with either 5 or 10 blades. A replacement pack of 50 razor blades is about $10. They are dirt cheap. Like they're so inexpensive. For a traditional razor, a replacement of 5 blades starts at around $20. One blade on a safety razor lasts me months, 3-ish, could be more. Well, it does depend on the season. Right now, I'm not shaving my legs all that often. I do still shave them, but like, because I'm wearing pants all the time, I'm not like touching my legs as much. And I do shave my legs mostly for me. I do love that like baby smooth feeling, but when you're wearing pants all the time, it's not as noticeable. So we'll go conservative 2 months. I mean, I go longer normally, but we'll just say 2 months. So that means that one pack of 5 blades would last me 10 months. And a pack of 50 blades, which are out there, would last a minimum of 100 months or just over 8 years. So let's say it does last you 8 years. Not accounting for inflation, your investment in a safety razor is $50. For a traditional razor, and also, by the way, you could buy a pack of 50 razor blades. Like you could try out your safety razor, and then next month, once you're like, okay, yeah, I'm adjusted to it, I find I like it, you could buy a pack of 50 blades for $10. Buy it now, and inflation can do what it wants. You still bought it now. Anyways, for a traditional razor with about 5 blades, you're buying, for me anyways, I went through about once a month, sometimes sooner, but once a month was pretty average. So you buy 2.5 times a year. We'll lowball this and say you buy it 2 times a year. So in about 8 years, that's $320. We know that it's actually more. It's probably closer to $350, if not $400. And that's not accounting for inflation either. That's not accounting for buying replacement like bodies for whatever reason, if that happens. I think like period waste, razor blade waste is not something that I thought about a whole lot. Their savings for both of those are actually pretty great as far as like the everyday mundanities of life that you don't really think about. Like to save $40 a year here and $40 a year here. Between those two, you're almost at $100 a year savings, which is kind of incredible. Again, for those mundane types of products. And you have that bonus of sending less product to the landfill. All right, let's move on to some kitchen stuff. And another early adopter of mine was reusable plastic bags instead of using plastic bags. I have a bunch here. These are like old, like from 2018 or 19. They're still going strong. I do still have a stasher bag, but I'm pretty sure I have tofu in it right now. So it's not here. There's another one in the fridge like this. Now, I had to keep this one brief because over the history of your life, buying a pack of bags like this, it's not going to be the biggest money saver out there. Like, let's just be honest, it's not. And if you were doing this strictly from an economical sense, you're going to take much longer to see any kind of payout, like probably several years, unless you're buying baggies all the time. But in my opinion, like baggies are another single-use product that we have normalized so much. And it's true that there are certain uses of maybe some of the larger storage bags that are more difficult to replace, but the smaller ones for snacks and sandwiches and storing stuff, they're pretty easy to replace. So here's a little bit of math. If you went with the Great Value brand of baggies, they're $2.47 Canadian for 100, or the Ziploc brand, which is $4.97 for 90. So let's say you buy 2 or 3 of these a year. Let's go with 2. If you go with like a set of bags. Like you don't just opt for the individual stasher bags, like you opt for a set like this. I'll throw up a set that I saw recently. It's a set of 12, 4 small, like the mini size is like this one, 4 of the larger sandwich bags like this one, and then 4 of the big bags. It was $18. So let's go with something like that. $18. After 3.5 years, you would break even. I think from a waste standpoint as well, I hate the waste I hate throwing stuff in the garbage, especially stuff like plastic. You know, baggies are made out of recyclable materials, but not every community will recycle them. And it drives me crazy to put stuff in the garbage that can actually be recycled. And it's just not worth like the mental anxiety for me. You could also go with the beeswax type of wraps. Those are an option. They are biodegradable, which is amazing, because even with these ones, like you do have to think about the lifespan. Even if, let's say, this lasted me 20 years, hypothetically, what happens to this once it's gone? Will our recycling system have more capabilities in a decade? I don't know. With something like the beeswax wraps, you are paying a higher price. Those are about $20. You know, you can't keep them long enough to see that investment pay off unless you're also, you know, you buy a lot of cling wrap, you buy a lot of, cling wrap, saran wrap, you buy a lot of that and you're replacing it, or, you know, you're using it to replace multiple things. If we're just coming from a money saving standpoint, I have tried those. I didn't love them a ton. There's a chance I could use them in the future, but I just haven't found a need for them, mostly because I don't wrap things in plastic in my fridge. Like I rarely use saran wrap, and I just prefer storing things in containers or baggies. But again, that's just me. Number 5 is one of my favorite things on the list, which are Swedish dishcloths, and using those instead of sponges. I feel like I have to go get mine. They're just over here. Okay, mine are just looking nasty, but like this one is brand new out of the dryer, and it is dry. You just like, here. This one is one that's currently in my sink. You can see just how much they expand with water. And when they first come, they're super, super flat, like even flatter than this. And then they expand with water. You can see, touch that wet sponge. It's expanding just a little bit. I'm gonna go put these back. I got this set of 3. We have a peach and an eggplant. And then there was also maybe like a lemon, I think, or an orange. I can't remember what the third one is. In my opinion, Swedish dishcloths, or really dishcloths that are washable, reusable, and compostable, are superior to anything else. So Swedish dishcloths are made out of plant cellulose, or like plant fibers. So if it's a true Swedish dishcloth, it will be compostable, which only matters if you compost. Now, in Ontario, we have a composting program. Like they collect your compost alongside your garbage. Like you put it out for collection. So I compost, but if you don't, then if you are not going to set up a compost for, let's say, your outdoor garden or something, then having something that composts is kind of irrelevant. Now, Swedish dishcloths are also washable. So you just like throw them in the washing machine. And so you do get that cleaning, but also like your dishcloth doesn't smell, doesn't get that like funky, you know what I'm talking about. These also come in so many fun colors and prints. And there's actually a ton of small businesses that sell them. My 3-pack, I got it from an Etsy seller for $10.89 for a set of 3. A lot of these sponges, if they are biodegradable, they are not washable. Or if they're washable, they're not biodegradable. I was previously using a Scotch-Brite cloth, and before these ones, it didn't hold up. I just have found the Swedish dishcloth to be the best kind of answer of these things. Ultimately, I'm advocating for anything of that variety. This is just like my solution, and they are affordable. Now, I had a pack of, I think it was 5 that I bought in 2021 when I first moved out, and I had them for 14 months before they had to be replaced. Like the last one went, which is, I think, a pretty good value for money. I bought these ones in August. I want to go back to check my Etsy order, and we're still doing fine. They are like, they don't smell. They're still cleaning well. They just are not looking cute anymore. In there, like they visibly look dirty, even though they're clean. So they beat out, just like price wise, most things on the market as well. And because of the price, they will beat out a lot of things on the market. Yes, you could go more high end, you could go more niche, you could spend a lot of money on these if you want to, but because as well, even if you're buying from a small business, because they are so light before you wet them, typically shipping isn't expensive. I paid $3 to get mine shipped, which is fine by me. So check these out. They're a winner. Okay, last up, baking soda and vinegar. This is the superior house cleaning duo, okay? I don't need any like room cleaner, anything like that. The only one that I use still is like Pine Sol or something similar, where I could use the floor, like not use, I could put it to wash the floors, and I could also like spray down my kitchen if I'm needing that extra boost. In my opinion, baking soda and vinegar isn't the best at like doing a quick clean of your counters. It's best for like sinks, drains, showers. You could do a lot with it, and if you really wanted to clean your countertop with it, you totally could. It's just not quick, and sometimes I just need a boom, boom, boom. So I'll get my like $3 or $4 thing of Pine Sol, have it for a few months to, I refill it in my bottle and use it to clean my floors, whatever. It's fine. But in terms of like counter spray and all of this other like deep cleaning stuff, or even like drain products, I clean my drains with baking soda and vinegar. That will do the trick most of the time, and like some preventative action instead of like having to buy fancy drain cleaners and also like potentially clog your sink and then having to need tools for that later on. A 4-liter bottle of vinegar is a toonie. It's $2. The same thing is for a standard baking soda container. It's about 500 or 600 grams. It's $2. How much you would purchase depends on how much you clean and how big your home is. I'm not out here cleaning every week, you know what I'm saying? But it will last you months, if not like a year, if not more. And you can also use it for cooking. What I do is I keep my baking soda in like my cooking stuff. And then I like have a separate jar that I have for cleaning that I can like sprinkle out, so I'm not getting them mixed up. The two of those things are like $4 and will last you months and months and months, if not years. And then if you're getting all these specialty cleaners, like a Tilex, a bathroom cleaner, a countertop cleaner, a kitchen cleaner, rooms, whatever, all those are like $4 or $5 each. No, thank you. I don't need that. And then also if you're buying stuff to clean stainless steel or drains or whatever, that's even more money. You can also use vinegar to descale most of your kitchen equipment. Please read your labels before you just start doing that. A lot of companies will direct you to buy their descaling solution to get more money out of you when vinegar would actually be fine. But again, read, because there are some things that are too delicate to use that on. So like, again, just be careful. That could even just potentially be a bigger scam. Like spending like $18 on like a Keurig cleaner when you don't need it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's everything from me today. Those are my 6 eco-friendly swaps that will save you money. I would love to know your thoughts in the comments and what eco-friendly swaps you have taken that save you money. I would love to know, especially if you have ones that feel a little bit unconventional. Yeah, let a girl know in the comments. Love to hear what you have to say. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and I hope to see you again around here soon. Bye.